Hello farmers, and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany in our little Antonio Cario. Probably still pronouncing that wrong, but we're down here at the shop because someone did mention the problem I was having with the grapevines, particularly the red ones. I kind of forgot, so thank you for mentioning it. I wish I had your name in front of me, but I don't, but you know who you are, so I will give you a little props there. But anyways, the problem that I have with this is we got the one for grape white, so we probably got to buy just the standard one to do the red grapes. Kind of sucks, but that's the way it is. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead, just purchase this and have to bring it all the way back to the vineyard. And yeah, I got some other stuff to bring it back to the main farm at some point. Maybe when I grab the truck at some point, I'll grab like the low loader, and maybe we'll just have the store load all these on the low loader and bring them all back together. Alright, so now we got the standard pruner. So now we're going to go back to the vineyard and we're going to put on the plow as well. And we're going to try to set up course play. So probably to no surprise to most of you, I think the main thing what we're going to do there is, well, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to buy the field on the other side of the fence and delete the fence. And maybe in the future put down some more grapevines. Not this year because I don't have the money. I have spent $9.5 million, or maybe somewhere in that general vicinity, leaving us with only $500,000 left to spend on some things. And, well, I do need to buy a couple more things. Like a baler is going to be something we're going to need. We're going to have some straw to harvest later on this year. I'm trying to find a shortcut over across the way instead of going all the way around. No one's looking. We'll drive across this farmer's field. So yeah, I still got to buy a baler, and I'm pretty sure there's some other things left in there. We're going to spend maybe $170,000, give or take, on this field over here, which we can plant in. The field is currently bare. The good news is, for one, there is no crop in it. Two, it's been fertilized. Three, it does not need lime or need to be plowed. So it's pretty much all set, kind of ready to go. We just need to put a crop into it. That's it. As for what crop yet, I don't know. Maybe I was thinking sugar beet to possibly get the sugar production up and going a little bit more. But we'll have to make my mind here pretty soon. All right, let's go ahead and unfold this. And let's see if I can prune these now. And there we go. Now we can prune these. You don't need to prune them all. So I did get this whole set of vines over here all plowed, so it's good to go on that aspect. But yeah, let's go ahead and I'm going to prune these up, and then we're going to go over the hill and get the other ones. But I want to get these pruned so the grapes will start growing. We need every little bit of crop growing that we possibly can in the first couple of years to try to get some money back, just so we can have a little bit of insurance in case something comes up that we need to buy. That would be kind of nice to have. I didn't think on the hills of Tuscany I was going to spend as much money as I have, but here I am, down to my last $500,000, and we sold like $100,000 worth of veggies and soup and canned goods last episode to get us back up to where we are. All right, so once again, thanks for the comment about the pruner that we got is only for the white grapes. So now we're going to go ahead and take care of these red grapes. And then I'm going to go over and we'll take care of the other vineyard. These to be plowed and pruned as well. So we'll get right on that. But we're going to get course play to work on that as we go ahead and buy the other field and start deleting a fence. But let me take care of this vineyard first. Well, so far I got most of it. I got the top part and the rows that needed it completely. Still got some more down there to do, but I've been at this now for 10 minutes just getting these little sections here. And I'll try to get the other ones later on. I don't know exactly when the grapes are going to start regrowing. Planting season is March, April, May. So the grapes, you know, I still may have like next month to do it. And I would like to get on to next month here pretty soon. Let me zip over to here and we'll get the tractor kind of set up, but we're not going to get it going just yet. I think I got the plow over here. Yes, we do. Now the question is, do I have enough turning radius on this side of the fence? That's going to be questionable. We will see here in just a moment. But anyways, let's get out of the tractor for a moment, leave it running. I do need to get like a fuel tanker or kind of like maybe a fuel placeable up here so I can get this equipment fueled up over here. Is there a fuel station nearby? I think there's one kind of up the road. We are over here, and the nearest fuel area is... Where is the nearest fuel area? I have no idea. I know there's one over here next to our candy shop sell point. Yeah, so probably getting a fuel area somewhere over here. A little fuel pump at our own little vineyard. That way we don't have to move everything around. Yeah, is that the only fuel pump? No, there's one right here. It's not too far. But maybe just getting a tanker over here would be a little bit cheaper. All right, let's go into the map and zoom down here. So field number 94, kind of forgot how much that was. Oh, it's only 126,800. That was like 170, so that's not too bad. We'll get that in, and then with getting that in, what we can do, because now we own all the land, let's go ahead and demolish. And I think I got to be on the other side, which seems kind of weird. But must be this is the way the fence is facing. There we go. It's turning red, and we'll just start deleting it by holding down the mouse button. And go along the whole way of the vineyard. Actually, I'm going to keep on going even where the white grapes are, where I'm going to be working. Just to make my turning radius a little bit easier. Next, we'll go right to that tree line here. So now we got some open space there. That's looking good, I think. And no sense of having a fence line poking out over here. So we'll just go ahead and delete that right to that corner. There we go. That is good. So wait, so what I want to figure out, because we do have crop damage on. When do the grapes will be harvested in September, October. Okay, so if I plant sugar beet we harvested in October, November. What about? Well, we could do like a vegetable over here as well. That production seems to be going rather quickly. We are doing parsnips, maybe some red beet. I mean, we had a small-ish amount of red beet last season, so maybe some red beet, and yeah, it can be harvested in August, September. So what I'm trying to do is I want to be able to harvest this field before it's time to harvest the grapes. That way, when I go to harvest and I turn around, I don't have to worry about running into the crops over here. So next month, we'll probably plant some veggies in over here. That'll work out rather well. All right, let's get back up to our Antonio Cario, and we're going to set up a course plate worker to plow the field as it needs, even though we plowed it last season. And then, of course, we'll put on the pruner as well. If it's going to go up and down the rows, we'll have it take care of it for us. But we're going to leave one implement on, because one of these implements, as course plate works, this implement that we have on needs to work on the vines, and the other implement will need to work off the vines. So course plate could be selecting either implement. I don't know which one it is, so I'm going to set it for one and then put it on the other one, if that makes any sense. Let's go to here, create job. Hopefully I know how to do this now, right? Hopefully it's all going to work out. Field position. There we go. It's selected the grapevines, which is good. We want to go in this direction, please. Open up, work on the vine. Number of tools, yes. Select course. And let's see, where do you have me starting? You have me starting over there, which is this vine. I may have to do the edges of the rows. All depends, but we'll see what happens here. The thing is, it'll get most of it done. Fingers crossed. I'm just kind of curious what's going to happen up here. Which way is that plow facing? Turn around here. Yeah, this fence line here, I think, is going to be in the way, unfortunately. And those trees might be in the way as well, which is unfortunate again. Okay, so working on the vine. This is probably going to fail, and I think it might just fail here. All right, that's not working. Hold on a second. I'll get it. Just give me a moment. Well, after fiddling around for a little bit, do I finally have it? Yeah, I let course play set up the course, and I did it to the right side of the vine. For some reason, we are on the left side, but you know what? The tractor's going down the path that it needs to. But that didn't really solve the problem. We were in the middle of the vine, but the pruner was not going over the vines. I had to do my own offset. And my own offset, as you can see, tool offset is 0.4. Courseplay had it for a negative 0.2. And that was not working. But I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen when Courseplay gets down here and turns around. Is that going to be now on the wrong side? If it is, that's going to be kind of a problem, but, you know, like I said, it's a work in progress. We'll figure it out. Now, of course, these vines don't need to be completely pruned, just where, for some reason, when we placed them in, we got some pruned areas and some non-pruned areas. But the thing is, the whole vineyard needs to be plowed anyways, because it's a new vineyard. Alright, so yeah, definitely get rid of the fence is something we had to do. It's going to go into this field a little bit. It's making the turn. I think someone said there's another vehicle that will turn a little bit better. So I'm not too sure, but this is what we're going with here. Yeah, so that offset's not going to work either. So maybe trying to run two implements at the same time is not going to work. Well, alright. Yeah. Alright, let me get back to you again. Well, we got the plow up and running, so I'm going to let that run on through. That will work just fine. So I'll take care of that problem. The pruning will take care a little bit, but I was just double checking on Courseplay in the help menu. It does say the pre-pruner works on the vines, and I was just trying to set it up for that. But it was setting up the course. Actually, yeah, I'll figure it out in later on. One problem at a time we're solving here. But the one thing I did notice that when the tractor came up here and turned around, yeah, this fence line here is going to be a problem. So instead of deleting some vines, let's delete some fence lines, I think. That's what we're going to do here. Demolish. Something I didn't want to do, but you know what? It's got to be done. Are we on the correct side of the fence? I think so. And those trees might be in the way as well. Well, they are going to be. I guess it all depends on how they turn the tractor. We'll do it just like that. And maybe we'll put the fence line back in afterwards for this house over here. Not too sure if I'll be able to. I want to leave the trees there for now. And we'll see how that goes. Maybe the tractor will avoid the trees, but it may run into the trees. I have no idea what's going on there. So, yeah, we're getting the plowing done. As for lime, I don't know if I need lime here or not. So let's double check what's going on here. Yeah, we get the plowing done. If I turn off plowing, yeah, nothing needs to be limed because we owned this land last year. And we limed it. Same thing with this. We did not own this white vineyard here. That will need some lime on it. And the other white vineyard, that is fine as well. So I think we're all set there once we get the plowing done. As for fertilizing, I can't remember how to fertilize the grapes itself. I know we got to do it in 2 stages, but I don't know if spraying fertilizer on it now, I don't think it's going to count. Not going to count at all. As you can see where the tractor is going to turn, you know, it may miss that tree line. It may miss it. It may clip it a little bit. We'll let that go. We'll let it have its fun. All right, let's come over to here because, like I said, we're going to need a fuel tanker or a way to pump some fuel here. Instead of driving these tractors and harvesters all the way down to the fuel stop, which is not too far, but it's going to be far enough. I think we can pop one right here. I don't even know how much they are. Construction, I think that's under tools. Way station, electrical station. Do I have Do I even have that in here? Or is that considered like a silo even? I don't think so. Container might be. Yeah, there we go. Container. Diesel tank. Tank used for on-farm storage and used to refuel your equipment. Am I going to be able to purchase fuel from there, though? 25,000. We don't need nothing big. That holds 5,000 liters. That's more than enough. But I'm going to have to... This is not when I can buy fuel at, right? I'm going to have to probably bring fuel up here. So at that point, I'm going to have to buy a tanker anyways, right? Well, it's only 5,000. Let's see. I can't remember what happens if I can buy fuel directly from here and put it in, or am I going to transport it up? I don't know. Let me turn on the interactive zone markers to see if there is one there. And of course, I got it facing the wrong way. Oh no, so I can buy it from here. The problem is though, I got it facing the wrong way. Would I be in the zone? I don't have a vehicle with me. Turn on shed lights. That could be a problem because I think ours is going to be the same for the shed lights and for that. So, yeah, let's go ahead and spin that around. Yeah, so I'm going to lose a couple grand on it, but that's okay, I suppose. Yeah, see, if you have the interactive zone markers on before you place it down, wouldn't be much of an issue now, would it? There we go. And while we're here, let's go ahead and repaint the floor, aka the ground. Is that the right texture? That's not the right texture. I don't think that is either. Do I even have that option here? There, finally found it. Concrete tiles. This doesn't quite look like it, but that's the one I needed. Alright, so now we can buy some fuel. The silo is empty. Do I need 5,000 liters? We'll just put 500 liters in here for 687. There we go. And now we'll turn off the interactive zone markers once again. So now we can get fuel. That may get low on some fuel. We will soon find out. How we doing here? Are we getting along nicely? Are we still working here? Looks like we're getting along. Yeah, it's moving right along actually rather quickly. Alright, so that's not too bad. So we're going to let them work on through the night. I think I am done here. Do my animals need any food? Let me double check on them. They're doing good on the food and the water. Wool we're slowly getting. The cows are going to need some TMR sometime soon. They're only using 10,000 liters of food a month. And we got almost 50. So they're good for about 5 months. But the grass should be ready next month. Let's go ahead and zip on down. Yeah, so that's not going to take too long. So even I was trying to get 2 jobs done at once, but for how quickly that's going through, that's not going to take too long at all. So the only thing that, everything we plowed, I know it doesn't quite look like it's plowed, but the fields have been plowed. We'll just have to do some pruning, and hopefully we can be able to do that next month. Anyways, let's zip on back, and we need to move on to the next month. I think we're going to be okay with the vines. Not quite sure, but we'll see. All right, let's go back home. And yeah, we're going to sleep until 8 a.m. Am I all set to sleep through the night? Yep, we are now. Because I do want to start planting some more crops in, get them in, and also start working in some other fields. I got to find my tractors. I did not have time in between episodes to get all the tractors back to where they need to be. So they're scattered about. But let me just jump up here quickly because I want to see what the grapevines are doing. Okay, so the grapevines did grow overnight. Alright, well, if I prune the other ones, I think they will start growing as well. Yep, that's fine. Needs plowing. So the mulching, I don't think I'm going to have to do because we don't have weeds turned on. And I think mulching is part of the weeds. But we'll have to wait and see because the grass looks like it's grown, but maybe we'll just have to wait a moment. For someone that can really tell me about the grapes, I think the mulching part is for taking care of weeds, which we got turned off. So technically I could fertilize these grapes, but I want to prune the other ones if I can, and they'll start growing again next month. We'll see if the worker gets around that tree and everything is fine. But while that continues, we're going to scoot on over to here. And yep, we are ready to plant some sunflowers. This will not take us long to do at all. Now we got to be careful because we do got crops. That is sugar beet we got in that field. It's in the first stage. It does need to be fertilized again. Well, let's go ahead and start getting our other crops into the ground. So I'm really kind of interested to see how this Challenger Anaconda gets us up the hill over here. We got plenty of horsepower according to the requirement, but the hills of Tuscany can sometimes challenge the tractors and the implements. I'm thinking it's not going to have too much difficulty. So the working speed is 14 miles an hour. The sunflower is going in. The sunflower we're making to make sunflower oil, and that oil will need to be going into the potato factory or the potato chip factory to make said potato chips. Now, every time I get into this tractor, it takes me a little while to get used to driving it because it does pivot in the center of the tractor. So it turns sharply, rather quick. Alright, so even going in the Challenger with 590 horsepower, we slowed down quite a bit coming up this hill with the planter. I think we are almost double the requirement horsepower, and yeah, we slowed down to half the working speed. So good thing we did buy the Challenger. That's gonna, you know, help us out on the map everywhere else. The grass field, that is another month off from being ready to be cut, and that's gonna be kind of helpful for our cows. So of course we're taking the grass, put it into the fermenting silo, make some silage. We take the silage, bring it over to the TMR production building with some of the byproduct from the sugar production. We can make some TMR with it. So we got a few fields to plant. We got this one that we're doing. We got the one just on the other side there. I think that one maybe I'll put the red beet in, and the field that we just purchased, I'll put the parsnips in over there because that's a bigger field, and we didn't do parsnips last year, so we'll do a bigger field of parsnips than red beet. We did some red beet last season. Actually, we should have some more red beet to sell. I can't remember if it's in the canned production or the soup production, but we do have more of it to sell. But we're getting closer to getting the grapes to where it's working correctly. We're almost there. Although I'm kind of questioning a little bit on the pruning part. That seemed to be set up correctly, but then it kind of went haywire on me. The only way I got it to work was by putting the subsoiler on the back, and that got the path going correctly. But like I said, we're fixing one problem at a time and then finding out another one. We just got to solve them. That's all we got to do. But once we get it solved, hopefully this year we'll get it solved, and we can get to harvesting some grapes. And by the way, in case I didn't mention it, it was Farmer Joe. I looked up the comment while I was pruning the first set of grapes. It was Farmer Joe who made the comment about us having just the pruner for the white grapes, not the one for the red one. So thank you again for that. I think there was even a comment saying that maybe if I wait another month, maybe I'll be able to prune it. But I thought I pruned some red grapes last year. But after reading the comment, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there might be separate ones for that. Same reason why we had to buy a second grape harvester. We have the Oxbow, which would do the red ones. And it did the modded red ones for the map, but it wouldn't do the white ones, so we had to buy the harvester for the white ones. Oh, the Challenger's like, I was not expecting a challenge with this planter. The Challenger has been challenged. Very pleased with this planter. It does basically all the crops that you can think of, except for at least the one we got will not do potatoes, sugar cane, and poplar, I believe are the ones. But there is a modded one that comes in the mod set that you can get that will do every crop, and this includes the veggies from the premium edition. The only problem with the other one is it will plant at 30 miles an hour, so be ready. Basically, that's double the working speed that we're going now. And I think even the horsepower requirement for the planter is reduced as well. Yeah, I still need to buy a sunflower header. I'm trying to think, if I ever use this to plain sunflower header, I don't think I'll be doing corn on this map. So we're going to need to get one of those, purchase one of those, but our money is down to $355. And of course, we do have some loan interest overnight, but that's why we put down the wind turbine down by the BGA to kind of offset that. And I probably should look at our money sheet just to see how much money the wind turbine's bringing in. On Hinterland, it was bringing in like 27, 28, somewhere around there. But that definitely helps because I think our loan interest is $33,333 right across the board. And if that can bring them in almost $30,000, that loan interest at midnight will not hurt as much as it was previously. Ooh, I'm not going to make that corner. That's kind of the good thing with an articulated tractor. You can see how sharply we can turn the implements when we back up. I just want to quickly check on the worker over there. Well, they're still moving, so I think we can keep the trees where they're at. We'll just have to push the fence line back a little bit, or just leave the fence completely out of it. But that does not change the fact that the first vineyard I was working on this morning, I'm going to have to still do that myself, which is fine. That's a small vineyard. It doesn't take that long to do. Just that we don't have the turning radius at the bottom of the hill and also at the top of the hill for course play to turn around in. We're going to have to go back to the farm to top off with fertilizer, liquid fertilizer. And while we're there, we'll probably just pop some seed into it. And I think we will drive on over to the vineyard, to the new field, and we'll get the parsnip in. A couple more passes here, and the sunflowers will be in, and the bees will help us get a little bit more production out of it. I'm glad I only put down that many beehives. I was thinking about putting down more, but I think the bees are making more than enough honey for the candy factory to keep going. We do have some soybeans to sell in about a month or so. It's not a whole bunch of cash, but like at this point, any cash that comes in, I am grateful for. Because the spending is pretty much going to have to stop at this point. I don't have any more money to spend on. I mean, yes, we got that $355 sitting up there, but I need to buy fertilizer, seed as we move on, and maybe a few other things as well. And we can't borrow anymore. We're maxed out at $10 million. The bank is like, I think this guy's had enough. Let's see, now I could fill up at the seed hut over there, but I think we'll go into the farm here and top this off. Let me switch that over to parsnip. If I can find it here. There we go. That's parsnip right there. Let's find our way through the farmyard. Go ahead and open up the covers. I thought I just heard over at the sheep pen, I thought I heard a little lamb bleeping away. So I'll have to double check to see if we got new sheep. Right, there's the liquid fertilizer. Whoop. And there is the seed. Let me cover that up. Do we have new sheep on the farm, which would be great. The more wool, the better. Like I said, I thought I heard. Yes, we do. We got little lambs. Little lambs. I don't know how many we got. So we did have 6 animals in total. That trigger is here somewhere. There we go. We're up to 12. We're up to 12. So they doubled. I am running the enhanced animal mod, right? So I didn't look at this, what the sheep reproduction rate might be. Sheep might be 1-to-1, but I thought it was more than that. Oh well. We got what we got. Alright, so I'm going to make the track on over to the vineyard. Let's see, how do I want to... Let's see, there's no way out of there because the fence goes around that way. Alright, I guess I'm turning around through here and going out this way. I don't think I can make the corner around the cow barn, so I think where I came in is where I'm going out. So I'll see you over at the vineyard and we'll see how the workers getting along. They should almost be done, actually, by the time I get over there. Well, we're about halfway there. It is a long ways around, and the Challenger isn't the speediest of tractors, but you know, it's getting the job done. I will say at first when I started buying the big equipment, I was like, yeah, I'm not sure this map is really made for it. And I would suggest that it kind of isn't with the roads, but you know what? We're getting around rather well with it, and traffic isn't that much of an issue. But if you look at the fields on the hills of Tuscany, they are a decent size for fields, and if you start merging them together, they do get rather big. So I think the map maker, Johnny Expro, did a pretty good job, actually, of making the road so you can use the big equipment around here and get up and down the road with ease, quote unquote. You do have to kind of pay attention to what you're doing, and I have a hard time doing that once in a while, of course. Yeah, can I get up this road that we're going to be going up? I don't actually, no, I don't have to. I don't have to go into the vineyard. I just got to go beside it. Yeah, originally I was thinking about buying this field right here to put the vines in. When I was checking out the map before we started the Let's Play on it. And then I was like, you know what? No, we got a decent field right next to it that will do us just as well. But for this year, we're putting parsnips into it. Maybe in the future we'll extend the vineyard out over to here. But for this year, no, it's gonna be parsnips. Just pulling over so the traffic can get through. This is going to be a good amount of parsnips. We'll probably put some in both factories. That way the production gets done at a quicker rate. And as I've been seeing, the price fluctuation for the premium edition veggies isn't that great compared to other products that we can sell. And once again, ridging with this planter doesn't work to where we get a stage of fertilization on it. So that's why we're not doing the ridging. At least when I tested it I will admit I tested it on Zelanka, the map that comes with the premium edition, and I ridged the field, and it did not work getting any fertilization into the field. But luckily, this planter fertilizes as we go along, so this should be the second stage of fertilization in the field. This field already had a stage of fertilization on it when we bought it. Yep, 98%. Parsnips is growing. Perfect. So what are we at now? Like 12 episodes in, and we're getting kind of close to getting things kind of going correctly here. Almost. You still got the vineyard to kind of work on, but we're getting there. Yep, we can see all of that is plowed, so removing the fence line was good. It's not going to take me long to finish this up right here. Let me just go ahead and turn that off. This was plowed, right? Yeah, but it needs lime. That's fine. But you can see these grapes are growing, which is great. And so are these. Now, the question I got is, if I used a pruner to get rid of these, and I set it on a funnel worker, what's going to happen to the crop that's already growing? Is it going to take those off as well? If it does, then I'll have to zip up and down. And I may only do the vines that are kind of the full row, not the end pieces. It's kind of weird, though, as I said, when I placed them down, that most of the vines were bare, but then we got some of them to where, yeah, we got the lovely little last year's vegetation on it. Now, the one thing I got to keep in mind here, 10 months till it needs to be inspected again. Currently, there's no damage on it, which is good. Now, let me go over here. We should be able to refuel now. Perfect. The pruner I left over here. So I'm going to do a quick test to see if it prunes the new vegetation as well. No, it doesn't. Alright. So that's a good thing. I mean, is there enough vines for me to actually want to put it on a worker? Let's go over here and get this set of vines right here. Now these should start growing next month. They're just going to be a month behind the other vines, and that's okay. We can harvest it when this entire vineyard is all set and ready to go. But I don't want to leave a whole row not set to go. Yeah, I think I'm just going to let the other patches kind of go. I'll get the bigger spots of it, trying to get every little one. It's going to annoy me for the first year. I'm sure it's going to annoy some of you as well. But luckily, we won't be over here that much. And in the meantime, I will have to figure out course play and the whole thing of the offset. It just didn't seem to line up correctly. Well, it did for the first row. The problem is when it turned around and came back the other way, the offset now is on the wrong side. There's another row that I need to do. No, alright. So a little bit more work to do on that, which is good. I'll try to solve that in between episodes. I need to scroll back over to here, and let's get back into the Challenger. And we'll quickly get the parsnips in. So we got more sheep now. That's good. The cows eventually will also start having some offspring. They're currently in the process of doing so. We'll get more cattle. We'll sell the milk. I don't think I need the milk in any of the production buildings. The slurry will go to the small BGA for now. And eventually we'll get manure. But we won't get any of that until we get the straw in. I knew that was going to be a problem. I knew I wasn't going to be able to turn around quick enough for you. Please tell me you're going to go. I can't back up anymore. I'm hitting the fence over here. Yes, please go. Thank you. AI traffic in simulator games. You gotta love it. I'll get a little bit of this headland done so it makes it easier for me. So at this point, I think we are done buying fields for a little bit until we start getting some more money in. Gotta start making that income. I mean, we did get some production buildings up last fall, which was great. We got the candy shop up and going. And we did get the veggies up and going. But this year we'll get the potato chips going. We'll start making some clothing this year as well. And the grapes. Well, we did get the grapes going last year, but yeah, it's grapes. We didn't have a whole lot of money coming from it. But we have a little bit more grapes this year. Maybe next year, once I can figure out this whole course play thing with the grapes, and we'll get it all situated. And when also we get more money in, we can expand on the grapes as well. So I'll have to make one more pass on the parsnips. So the only field we got left to plant is some red beet over back at the main farm. In that little field. That'll take us just a little bit of time, but got to go back there. And then start fertilizing some fields, which again, that won't take us too long to do either. And then we can skip on to the month of May, I do hope. Yeah, we got a couple of spots there in that vineyard as well. But now I can fertilize them, and we'll be doing that in the oxbow. And the thing with the oxbow, we'll be fertilizing 4 rows in one pass. So that's going to make quick work of that. Course play will not work with the oxbow 4-row sprayer. I tried to get it to work quite a bit when I was testing before the series started. And I did some reading on Reddit and also a few other places. And everyone says, yeah, for some reason, course play, the people that make course play kind of got to work with giants. And it's kind of a known thing that it won't accept a program or something like that. But that's okay. I don't think the job's going to take us too long to do. And as for a trailer, I don't think we're going to need a trailer either still yet for harvesting the grapes. We'll just take the combine or the grape harvester over and just dump it right into the factory because it's right there. It looks like when I was planting, I kind of got converted the other guy's field over a little bit. Oopsies. So, planting vegetables, we hardly went through any seed, but we did go through the liquid fertilizer quite a bit. But that's fine. I get that folded on up. So, gotta spread some lime in this little vineyard right here. And then we do have to fertilize all the vineyards. So, like I said, we'll be getting to that next episode. But that's what we're going to wrap it up for today. Probably a shorter episode than what we've been doing here, but it's still going to be, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes long. I have no idea. I can never really do short videos. Spent a little bit of time trying to get Courseplay to work in that vineyard once again. As I did get asked about the olives. The trees, I really have no intention of doing the trees. If you want to see me do the olive trees, you'll have to go back on the playlists for Farming Simulator 22 on No Man's Land. And we did a lot of episodes there, so it was near the end of that series where we did the olive trees. And the umbrella shaker and all that, it does work. It's kind of finicky, but the yield was just, yeah, it wasn't the greatest. And actually, I want to turn down that road. Still getting used to where I need to turn in some areas. But yeah, next episode we'll get working on the grapes a little bit more, but probably won't take us as long. And then we'll fertilize the rest of the fields, and eventually I think we'll be getting to cutting the grass as well, and picking that up and putting it into the silos that they need to go into. Get some work done here, and try not to spend any more cash. But yeah, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one.